Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Derby City Classic 2024. We got some round 8 one pocket action here. Sergio Rivas versus Roberto Gomez. The leg coming up right here. Like I said, we are in the one pocket division. This is going to be a race to 3. They're going to lag for break. Whoever breaks chooses their pocket. Whichever pocket they're going towards, they have to make 8 balls in that pocket before their opponent makes 8 balls in the opposite foot pocket. Every foul will cost you a ball. Roberto taking down that first leg, so he'll get the first break. This is alternate break, and the 3 foul rule is in effect. My name is Somerfield Habener. I'm here with Railbirds Productions. Brought to you also by Bad Boys. Thanks so much for everything they do to contribute to the stream. And thank you to Railbirds for having me in the box. It's good to be here at my favorite pool tournament in the world, the Derby City Classic. Largest one-pocket tournament in the world. Largest bank pool tournament in the world. Good as they get. Looks like a nice square rack. Roberto breaking pretty far out from that rail. Hits it really good. Big spread, ball right by his pocket. Kind of seems like the 15 is the real dangerous thing for him, but with that 14 so close, I don't know if Sergio's going to be able to take a chance. Be nice to just fire that 15 back into the pack. The 7 looks pretty good off the 11. Yeah, I don't know if he can really afford that. Doesn't look like he could quite stick on the 13 if he plays. He's looking at kicking behind the 14, which, yeah, might be your choice here. Might be able to thin off the 3 and come up to the upper left-hand side of the table if you wanted. I think he's really smart to kick here. Not sure if that's going to be quite wide enough. Wow, it was close. Yep. So doesn't get good contact. Gets to a pretty good position. He really wishes he was on the back half of that ball, especially after taking a foul. Looks like Roberto can just follow this 1 and get back behind the pack. He may be banking that 1. Yeah, I like that shot. There's no need to take a risk like that. Boy, right on that 6 ball too. Deadly shot. Blocks one of the kick lanes for Sergio with a 1 ball. He's going to try this kick again. He's got to be careful. He's already on 1. Trying to kick wide, get to that foot rail. He might have hit that too hard if he gets it. All right, so he gets to the perfect spot. Doesn't get a good hit. Does go on 2 fouls, though. 3 foul rule is in effect. But boy, you can see how effective that shot is as opposed to the last one. I mean, just married on there. It's going to be a lot harder for Roberto to get to that spot. Just going to try and thin off that 14 and get right over there. Well, he did it pretty well. He didn't get to the back half of the ball, though. It's going to make it a lot easier for him to get a good hit here. It's really important for Roberto to let Sergio know coming into this shot that he is on 2 fouls. At these guys' level, I don't think it's quite as important, but when playing competitive pool, it's a good habit to get into. I don't think he can afford to kick here. Can move the 15 onto your side and try and get in that 13 too. I know it's a scary spot, but can definitely... I like being in the lower left-hand corner of the screen right now, leaving him long. He doesn't have any dead shots. The 14 is really dangerous, but if I'm knowing I need to make contact, I think I'm going to thin the 1 and go to the upper left-hand side. Looking for a path through. If he's got the bottom side of the 2, boy, even that's a little window between the 10-14. Definitely taking his time here. I don't think he can see the bottom of that 2. Yeah, I like this. You get a ball on your side. If you hit it good, he's going more aggressive. Well, he definitely gets a ball on his side, gets all the way down to the rail. I mean, gives him a tester for sure. That 1 ball goes, the 3 ball goes. This is definitely how you put the pressure back on when you're at a big disadvantage. Give him a tester like this. Unfortunately, you're playing Roberto Gomez. It's about 12:30 in the afternoon. And he dogged it. Wow. Yep, this game it's just different. It really is. So, real fortunate miss there for Sergio. Good decision on his part. He's off of his 2 fouls. He still owes a couple balls, though. I haven't mentioned this is an elimination round. Sergio taking a loss in round 6 against Josh O'Neill, and Roberto lost in round 5 against Darren Everett. So this is for all the marbles. Somebody's going home. Somebody's moving on to round 9. I like playing off the 10 here and getting under the 14-1. The kick, you might have a better time moving balls. Have an easier time selling out from there, though, too. Yeah, I want to pin him between that rail and the 1 ball, if at all possible. Hit it pretty good. Didn't quite get to the backside there, but makes the 14 a big ball. That's a tricky ticky if he gets under the 10 here. I kind of don't think he will. I don't see why you wouldn't play off the 1 and up table. Off the 3, move the 3. So it's smarter ball to move for sure. Your 1's in a pretty good spot for you. I think some balls are going to move here. Yeah, he's looking at knocking that 14, moving some balls. Does a great job. Boy, that cue ball just inching towards the corner. Beautiful shot. Well controlled. Don't believe the 9-8 is lined up at Roberto's pocket, but it is going towards it. Looks lined up a little high to me. Sergio also got those 2 balls on his side, so the lower left at this point is not really available for Roberto anymore. 9-8 is pretty decent. Playing off the 8 or playing off the 7 and getting under there. Doesn't get under it, but gets to the backside. Gotta think about banking the 1. Straight back, you're drifting towards the right side of the screen. 3 gets by the 7, but it doesn't look like by much. I guess you leave the back cut on the 7. Yeah, we'll see what he wants to do here. Well, down -3. So O's 3. So an interesting rule here at Derby City is no two players can be in the negative. So if Roberto ends up fouling here, Roberto will stay at 0. Sergio will go to -2. Oh, he could push that ball down. Very nice. 15, 9, 10. Didn't quite line up. 11 ball. I mean, he's looking good here. I don't think he'll try to bother with the 5, 6, 4. Yeah, just take this combo. You're pretty straight here. Yeah, next ball you have probably going to have a good chance to move things. Hopefully that 2 ball's not floating down towards a foot rail here. You might have to go into him now. Yeah, you can get stuck like that. And he does. Still got the 7. Luckily all those balls are tied up. Yeah, I think at the end of the thigh, you're still going to shoot the 7. I just got to watch out for the 10, 9, 15 going towards Sergio's pocket. That looks pretty lined up there. Sergio's been kicking all day. 5, 2 and get over behind those balls. Wow. Ooh, deadly shot. Yeah, that almost looks better hanging for sure. Moves a 15. Sergio's just got to kick this 2 in. You're already -3. You really want to do something, but just you got to take what the table gives you sometimes. And right now it's giving you a lot of kick shots. Hits that clean. Nice kick. Getting right back behind that 15. Almost got there. Gave him a lot more room to breathe here. Looks like he might be able to get that 4 over on his side, playing at 2 rails and drawn behind those balls. He can see way better than I can, that's for sure. Off the 5, you got a good path under there, but I'm not sure you can move a ball onto your side. You might have the line to 2 rail to 5. Trickier angle to control things from. Great shot. 10-9 looks like it lined up for his pocket. Roberto looks like he's rearranging the furniture. Yeah, he's up 7 balls at this point. Doesn't want to give a chance to run a bunch. Just getting back down towards a foot rail. 7 banks, but it's tight. Just moving the 9. Coming back down. We're going up table. Seeing those balls get further and further away. One of them's going to spot, though. Bank lane's pretty jammed up. Yeah, I don't see Roberto taking on this 6 ball. Nice control. This last couple shots, Sergio's definitely had to elevate. A little bit off the rail here. That little bit makes all the difference in the world for how you can cue the ball. And you can knock the 13. It looks like you can bank it wide around the 3 and try and get behind the 112 here. Just got to make sure you're left of both those balls. That could put a ball in a threatening position. Gonna play the 5. 5 is a straighter bank. The 3 is a good blocking ball. Just got a little wide. It does leave Sergio a shot, but you're not taking a long cut on like that. Just gonna bank this ball out of here. There's a line for a 3-railer. Maybe not, because that was about the line. Came in pretty full contact with the 4. Roberto's got to be careful not to sell a bank here. Roberto a 795, Sergio a 742. Both real quality players, about a 50-point difference. No Fargo for one pocket, but gives you a good idea of how they play. Just passing on that shot, getting them all the way down. Well struck ball. Really trying to tempt him into shooting. Roberto only needs 4 here. I mean, that 3 ball does bank. I don't see him taking that. I mean, it looks like you are probably going to make contact with the 9, probably going to sell a cut on the 5. If anything happened and he caught the 5 or the 7, you're in trouble. Yeah, same shot. Start to get into 2-railer territory around here. I mean, that 6 ball looks like that 5 is going to be in the path. It's got to get there. Dropping a -4. He needs some balls. It's a tough table to run 12 on. Taking on that 3. That's what I'm saying, boy. Just go a little wide, clip that 7. Hits it too hard enough, gets away with it. At this point, you might take on this back cut on the 3. No real reason not to. You're just shooting for 1, but might be able to knock off one of those 12 you need. Little outfit change here for Sergio. It's his cut and glove. Nope, not taking it on. Just moving it, keeping it on his side. I think the only real risk with shooting that ball at your pocket is hanging it up, leaving a bank. If you leave a bank, probably going to give Roberto enough room to get back. He only needs 4. I understand why he wouldn't take that. Roberto says, let's try that bank one more time. He already moved the 7 ball a little bit. Whoops. He's not going to like that. But Roberto really can, swing. You don't want to let the guy back in the game, but he only needs 4. Guy needs to run 12 balls. Everything's above the head string. Sergio having to make a transition here. Switch into offensive mode. Love to come back around the 4 ball region. Try and get on like the 7-5. Gets through there. Good shot. This 5 ball is no gimme, especially over the 10. And you're kind of dead in the water at that point. Yeah, that's about all you can do with it, though. Got to make sure you remember both those balls are going to spot. So just the 1 will spot. That's a fun shot, so definitely using the spot there to protect the 5 if he misses. I like that shot a lot. Roberto's just going to bank this ball, though. And maybe not. You can see how the object ball is equidistant from both rails. It's potential kiss here unless you really shoot it. Missed it easily. Gets up there. Oh, almost protects from the 5. 5's pretty close to the rail, so that's a thin cut. Not sure that he'll take that on. Yeah, I'm going to do everything I can to leave my 6 ball there and hook him on something. If he can see enough of that 6 ball, looks like he might be able to bank the 6 and get behind the 13 to 15 there. Looks like he's going to make the 10, just protect the 5. All right, this is starting to come together nicely. Get some balls down table. You got something threatening. Let's see how Roberto responds. The last thing you want to be is the guy that's up 7 balls and swinging for the fences. He is back cutting that ball. and gets it close. I mean, makes Sergio deal with it, but I mean, if Sergio can get behind that 3 ball, it's looking at kicking behind the 4. Can always hero shot? No, he's looking at the combo. Yeah, cue ball's got a good path off this. He's got to get between that 3-4 if he shoots this. I like trying to come across the top of the 4 and get back behind the 3, but it's so tight in there. I don't think it's the right spot to do it from. I think the hero shot is you cut the 10 into the 5, cue ball rolls up behind the 4, but might be a little thin of a cut for that. If you lose your cue ball and miss the ball, you're in trouble. I did like the combo he was looking at. Not sure that he can get the cue ball. Not sure the line's right to get between the 3-4 though. Just kicking the 4. I did, played the high side. And that's what I mean. It just cut it a little thin. Didn't catch the double kiss, but... Oh, yeah, that one just slipped right away from him. Heartbreaker. That's all Roberto needs to gain that, I mean, left quarter of the table back. Looking off the 4, trying to get behind the 3. And all the way up table. And Roberto back cut one of these on him earlier. All the balls he needs are down there. He's kind of got to shoot the 7 ball. Doesn't have to. I guess it's hard to resist doing it. Roberto doing a good job resisting the temptation. Playing the 13. Trying to get back down there, using the 4 to protect the 3. Hit it good. Yeah, person in the lead should not be the person taking the risks. They can just sit back and wait for mistakes. And, I mean, with Sergio, I mean, you see a guy resist a bunch of shots like that, and you're like, okay, that makes me think he's not going to shoot these, but all it takes is Roberto pulling the trigger on one of those. You still got to be real cautious. It's a nice shot there. Looking at just following the 3 ball here. That worked out real well. It was a tricky little interaction there with the cue ball. I don't know, those are pretty close. He must have hit that really well. And we're going back up table. Nice little shot of elevation there. Well, they fight to get him down here, and they knock him back up there. So is the game of one pocket. Notice Sergio's a lot less likely to jack up than Roberto. It seems like Roberto fires that elbow up pretty quick when he's close to the rail. Sergio really just resigns to shooting those high balls. Doesn't leave anything, but doesn't really focus on getting all the way back down to the rail. And in a situation like that, it's probably more important to do what he's doing and not sell a shot than it is to, jack up and take a risk. Wow. Gets a pretty free shot on the one. But that was touchy. I thought he was going to make contact with the 9 ball there. Hits that ball really good. Sergio not going to take this bank on. Probably just come across the top here. Missing the double kiss. Well, if you bank the last one, you got to think he's going to bank this 15. All right. Just get behind the 10. Or move the 10 a little bit. I don't really like moving that ball to bankable space for Sergio, but not too worried about it. Off the 13 to the right of the 1 here. It's a good shot. Yeah. Definitely don't like pushing anything from here. Ooh, gets there. Moving the 1 makes the 3 ball bankable for him. I think Sergio can bank this 3. And with the right cue ball, he might be able to get behind that 5-7. This is a dangerous shot. Ooh, let that cue ball get away from him a little bit. Yeah, I care more about sticking him on that 5-7 than I do about really where the 3 ball ends up, as long as it's within a diamond. Moving that 3 ball out of there. Free bank here for Sergio if he wants it. Got to be really careful. Again, you can't make this ball and make contact with that stripe on the left side of the table, but it's a big ball from there. It's hard to not think about it. Catches the double kiss. Unfortunate shot there. Looks like Roberto's got a pretty free bank on the 4. Easy way to use the 13 as a blocking ball. Looking at this cut here. You only need 4. The guy needs 11 balls on you. Maybe you're cutting this. Cutting it really well, too. Oh, it didn't go. I thought he hit it good. Yeah, definitely in a spot here. Just a long bend around these balls. So gets a little elevation. No jump cues in one pocket, but that doesn't mean he can't jump the ball. Roberto needs 3. I'm shooting this 6. Looks pretty close to the rail. A little bit of check English on this. Nope, kicking behind the 10. Dangerous shot there. Yeah, that's... If I'm going to take a risk, I'm going to take a risk on that 6. Boy, people kick the ball good these days. Shooting for 1 here. Not much doing afterwards, but really want to make that ball. This is hit again. Watched a couple of Roberto's matches, and he's struggled more with pocketing the ball than I've seen him in the past. So we've said, though, one pocket is a very different game. Nice shot. Drilled that bank like it was a hanger. Looks like playing off the 4-down table. He's going to have to spot this ball. Got to remember that. Whew. Moving in -2, chipping away. Good shot. It's another ball down there. Doesn't quite protect that 1. Looks like he was trying to bank into the 1. If he can see... No, I was thinking he could see the right side of the 10 ball, but I don't think he can. I kind of like playing the 13 between the 10-7 and just falling the cue ball down. Got to be careful to not sell a bank on the 7 here. He's looking at just taking this 13 on. You got to make a move at some point. It's been a long game 1. At some point, a player starts thinking, how much do I want to battle this back, you know? Do I want to just get back to it? It's my break next. How much do I want to rack my head around game 1? Just going to leave him jacked up over these balls. Yep. Well, that's a tester if I've ever seen one. If he can cue around that 3 ball, boy, it's easy to pick a few out. You make that first shot and you're in good shape. Pretty free shot, too, with those balls spotting up. Doing a little research. Looks like he's back kicking the 1. Hey. That felt a little unnecessary to me. If it goes, you're a hero, but if it doesn't, you sell a 7 ball with a good chance to pick a couple off here. Looking at coming back for the 4, and I think that's smart. Breaking these balls from the bottom side is a dangerous thing. So yeah, probably coming 2 rails out and around for the 4 ball. Might be lining up with inside to come around that way. He likes going into him. Look out. Oh, man. He had such a good shot. Oh, stays up. All right. Sergio to -1. Unfortunately, you're cross country for any of these cuts, and nothing goes except the one. Man, that's pretty unfortunate. You're in a good position. I think about just leaving him back behind the 935. Yeah, you've got a little advantage right now. Might be looking at, is he Z banking the 5? Yeah. Oh, wow, nasty shot there. I saw it, but I didn't know if it'd go through. What a shot there. Sergio Rivas. Man, only needs 8 at this point. And they're all there for him. Look at this Z. Wow. People that aren't as familiar with hitting that ball, that is a really, really tricky bank, and he just got that second rail to catch beautifully. Excellent shot. Six ball looks like it might get between the 10-12. Very much so a tester. Can you 3-rail the 9? Yeah, boy, you make a shot like that and it's hard to not keep shooting. But last thing you want to do is bobble a long, shallow cut. Drills it. It's a little high on the 1. Or a little low on the 1. He'll be fine, but you got to watch that side pocket. He only needs them all. Gets through there, gets on the 10. Very nice shot. Roberto not really showing any signs of disappointment, but you got to be frustrated at this point. Man, guy spikes a Z-bank on you like that, and all of a sudden he's right back in this game. Huge chance here for Sergio, though. You come back in game 1 like this, get onto your break. You're feeling good. Kind of got to play the 10 or 12 next. Looks like probably going to try and play back for the 13. Doing a nice job taking his time, really settling into his shots. Doesn't quite get there. Oh, man, that's a heartbreaker. Even gets behind the 13, blocking the 4. Well, 4-5 is a heck of a lot better situation than we was in a minute ago. I don't think you want to do anything here, though. Yeah, let Roberto be frustrated. Reset, realize you only need 4 to win it. Got to remember, 2 balls are going to spot after this as well. Nice shot. It's down there, spotting a couple up. What a run. Just goes to show you, kids, practice those Z-banks. I think that's the moral of the story. Pretty sure. Looking at just drawing back to the rail here. I mean, that two-railer has plenty of room on the 6. Seems like a pretty easy ball to control. Just looking at whether or not he can shoot his 7. Like to follow this 6 ball down table. He's going to be lining up with a high ball. Got to be somewhat cautious of that side pocket here. It's a beautiful shot. Hangs it in the pocket. Good eye. Hits it really well. Roberto, I mean, can think about trying to bet. It looks like he just wants to move these balls and follow the cue ball, but that's asking so much. I don't know. Maybe he's just back cutting the 7. Oh, gets buried on the 7. Wow. Man, from really tricky position, really turns that around. Great composure from Roberto Gomez. That's a terrific shot. Yeah, now Sergio's, in trouble. That's hard to protect your 6 ball from here. Hard to not sell a shot. Last thing you want to do is get back to kicking with this guy. And he's looking at 2-railing into the 6. You make that 2-railer, you're banking the 4, and you might as well take a swing at it if you're kicking. At least kick at something you got a chance of making. Yeah, from that position, I think that's the right call. If you miss it, you don't sell a shot on the 4 ball as long as you kick it not too hard. Wiser man than I likes to say, kick it in and run out. It's a little wide on that one. Gonna get a good hit. Well, that's not a terrible outcome there. Use the 6 to protect the 4 here. Lets him see the 13. Looking up table to try and find anything, but it's a hard spot to find down there where he's not going to fire that 13-4. I mean, you can play off the top of the 7 here. Realistically, you can bank the 7 if you want. Just don't get greedy. Play off the right side rail and back, either on top of the 3 or as close to the 3 as possible. Leave him doubled up from 7 feet away. I like that. Really nice shot. Fortunately, your 6 ball is still there. Does leave Roberto a bank on that 7. Yeah, and it's pretty free. I like shooting this shot. Banking to make the 4-ball and drills it. What a shot from Roberto Gomez. The two he needs are in front of his pocket. Wow, what a game. Oh, turns around like that. Man, all that work. Roberto would really like to make this ball. Grabbing the extension. Taking down game number 1, Roberto Gomez. Man, the tribulations. Drills this bank combo. Yeah, well, a couple huge banks in that game. Almost an hour-long, beautiful, beautiful game. I love that kind of one pocket. Sergio's break. Stream sponsors of this event: Hustlin' Clothing USA, JB Custom Q Cases, Jerry Olivier Custom Qs, Lipman Lights, and Locked and Loaded Custom Billiard Apparel. Thanks so much for the support to those guys, helping bring you Derby City action. Like we said, round 8, Derby City Classic 2024 one pocket elimination round. Both players with a loss here. Sergio to break. Nice little break there. Yeah, he's not close to the rail, but he's close enough to the pack here. Roberto's just going to move these balls and carry the cue ball forward. Okay, thinning off the 13. Thought he had a line to... Anyway. It's not what he shot. I really like back banking the 14 at my hole. I mean, really thin. And then cue ball between the 110 back up to the upper right-hand side of the table. Nice shot, well executed. Gotta be a little careful of that 8-7-2-13. I'm not sure how it's lined up, but Roberto will swing. Does he get away with it? Oh, does he really get away with it? How about that? He's giving a smile as he walks by. Very, very fortunate shot for Roberto there. Oh, that's just deadly. Obviously not afraid of taking a foul, but you really got to make sure you don't sell that 12. See, yeah, nudges him up behind the 4. Working backwards, this looks familiar. And again, I'm not being critical of what Sergio's doing. I think that's probably the best thing he can do at that point. It's a tough spot. Taking it back. And again, so both players won't go to -1. Sergio will just go to 0. But you got to start keeping track of the 3 fouls. Looks like there's a chance that Sergio and Roberto did not attend the player meeting this year. Believe it or not, more common than you'd think. -1, -1. This has been a rule at Derby City Classic for a couple years now. Okay, so Sergio going on to 2. I think you might have hit that a little more than you wanted to. That 2's, 8-7-2-13. Looks pretty close. All right. Well, now it looks really good. Doesn't get a foul. But lets him out of jail a little bit. Got to get a good hit here. Sergio on 2. And it looks like he can bank that 4 ball and just stick on the 5-3 here. Comes all the way under it. Catches the 10. All right. It's a terrific shot. Gets his advantage back. All right. And back to 0 in a row fouls. Man, hit that ball really good. Nice shot, Sergio. Banking the 8 onto his side. Getting into the stack. Looks like you can probably thin off the 2, come back to where you are. You can definitely play the 8 and follow that cue ball. Could also play off the 1 if you wanted an up table. I think he's looking at getting behind the 9-11. I really like him where he's at. Yeah. Enough so that I might take that foul too. It's a good, moves the 13-2 out of position. Very effective shot, well worth a ball. Falling a -3. Well, we've seen him run balls. We know he can come back. Yeah, taking a foul, a huge part of this game. There was one of the early tar matches with Efren, and they were interviewing him and asking him, you know, when do you take a foul? And he's like, I don't take fouls. I don't take fouls. Never give a ball back. And one of the first games they ended up playing, he takes a foul, and afterwards they're like, you said you don't take fouls. What's going on? He's like, well, I can't win if I don't take foul. So everybody accepting it's a part of the game for sure. I do like the rule that they have at Derby City Classic here to keep the game going. But again, if players don't know about it, there's not really enough referees to enforce it. Not a real free kick on the 10 ball here. Sergio obviously likes to bank the ball. Could be thinking about the 9. Gets back behind the 10. It's a pretty shot. Not sure that he can see to bank the 8. The 1 is probably too thin of a window. Looking at thinning off the 9 ball, I believe, and getting back behind the 2-7. Okay, going the other way and trying to get behind the 11-9. Great speed. Very nice shot. Roberto might bank this 13 ball and go up table. Drawn off the 6 between the 3-10. Doesn't get there. Ooh, does get away with it though. I guess that means he got there. Taking a look at that 8. Yeah, he liked the spot he was in last time. Would really like to get between that 11-9 or right underneath the 11. Great line. Really going to commit to getting under that 10 this time. Hits that ball beautifully. 6 ball ends up in his banking path. And nothing like getting stuck on your own side when you get a ball right in front of your hole. Not an easy spot. Is he just thinning off the 5 here? Trying to bank the 4. Got to get real fortunate there. Trouble. Fortunately, Roberto needs 10. But boy, it's the last thing you want to sell out. After these first 5, things get a little bit tricky, but a very makeable run here. Getting back for the 4 now. I like that a lot. So I take it back after the first 6. Things get a little bit tricky. I like playing that. It looks like he's got a natural line to go into that 5-11, and I don't see why you don't take it. Really don't want to get stuck down there. So some restraint there by Roberto Gomez. Not getting greedy. Probably drawn straight back for the 2 here. Lets it go a little bit. Yeah, darn it. Yeah, he's way too straight at this point. He's going to fire this ball, come back for the 7. Try anyway. Awful nice shot there, Roberto Gomez. Don't call him Superman for nothing. Still got a little straight. Punching that ball, getting over. Very nice shot. He needs 3. I think you got to take this combo on. It's weird you're overcutting that 5 to get the 11 to back cut. Not easy, but beautiful shot. 5 sticks around. Needs 2. Oh, he was about to rack him. Glad he didn't grab the balls off the table. Man, that was close. I don't think he's going to. You can try to spin under this 10 and bank the 10 next. If you're going to bank the 10, this might be the time to do it. He's a good angle. Maybe a little bit straight. Yeah, I could take it back. You might be a little straight. Just going to kick it out of there. Try and kick it in the pocket. Ooh. Kicks it in. Oh, wow. Gets pretty fortunate there. That was an aggressive kick. Got the high side of the pocket. Doesn't sell a bank. Roberto Gomez needs 1. Sergio needs 11 balls. That's a deficit. Well, man, went from turning game 1 around, having a good look, down 5-4. Then Roberto fires that bank and gets out. And now you're down 7 to -3. Quick. Yeah, 10's in kind of a tricky spot, too. You can get good knocking the 8 down table and just floating over to the right-hand side. Just don't want to overhit that ball. Would love to get around the 1, get around the point. Nice play. You are leaving Roberto things to shoot at, though, and that's not what you want right now. Got a free bank on the 1 here. You got a free bank on the 8. You gotta make sure you don't sell the 1 out on this. Oh, tried to catch the backside of the 1 and missed it. But 1 ball's going nowhere. I think you're better off 2-railing the 14 at this point myself. He's really got to punch this ball to get back over to the other side of the table. Looking at the Z-bank on the 6. Maybe the cut on the 6. I just want to see him Z-bank it again. He's going to have to come over, back, over. Real lucky he didn't catch that point. Ooh. It's a little fortunate doubling him up. Does look like Roberto he can clip the 6. Wow. Not sure if you saw that working out that way, but it was a cool shot. The combo cut. Cue ball barely missing that pocket. Yeah. At this point, I'm not trying to do anything aggressive. I'm trying to get behind that 8-10. It's pretty hard to be patient at a place like this, but you really got to let your opponent make a mistake or wait for an opportunity to get back in this thing. Looking at back banking the 1. Doesn't quite get it there. Doesn't sell it out, though. Looking at banking the 3. Free shot for him. Barely misses. Yeah, boy. Starting to not look great here. Touchy shot here too. Coming off the 1 to get behind the 8-10, I think is what he'll settle on. Got to make sure you don't scratch on this one. I like the 2-ball too, but I'm afraid of that corner pocket. I don't feel like I can get to the side rail. Anyway, gets a good hit. Free bank here on the 14 also. But it looks like he just wants to get under the 12. I've already got everything on my side. Yep, that's a pretty deadly spot. Unless Sergio can see under the 12. I don't believe he can. Yeah, not enough. Looks like you can't see to knock that 8 out of there. Kicking over there, trying to catch the outside of the 8. All right, -4. We're going to get to see a 12 and out. That's exciting. Maybe. We'll see. Getting back under the 12. Does not get there. Well, Sergio's going to rearrange the furniture here. He's looking at just coming behind the 8. I think I'm going to try a removal here. With the guy only needing 1, maybe it's not the time. Banking it back at his hole. Getting safe. Wow. That's a terrific shot. If he misses the bank, he's still in a good position. Plays the 2-way. Gets on the backside of these balls. He's got the 12. He's got to make another big shot here. It's a nice little whippy stroke there. Boy. And gets back to cut the 6, but... well, for what? You know, I mean... only way to get back is to come foot rail, left side rail, head rail, back behind the 8-10. Getting between the 14-1 there, that's asking too much to try and get back on those balls. All right. Not pocketing it, but that's not the end of the world. Spotting a couple. Like we said, I mean, he doesn't have a shot after that anyway. Roberto's kind of got to just give him this ball. Infamous voice of Ken Schumann in the background there. Roberto's still hunting, man. He only needs 1. If he's got an offensive play, he's saying, why wouldn't I just take it? He let Sergio sneak back in last game, and I mean, just a masterful job of Sergio to even be in that game from such a deficit. I don't know why you wouldn't just make this 6. That will spot also. Back to -1. Sergio probably going to try to... he's going to move these balls. That was really close. Looks like he caught the 8 first. I don't like that shot. Huge pocket. Barely misses the 8 ball. Wow. That's huge. I don't know if he can hold the bank the 8 after this. He's just going to try and come right into those balls. He'd like to catch the right half of the 6 ball, if at all possible. Just catches it a little bit too full. All right. Clip bank here on the 8 ball. It's close. Just going to move it. Yeah, not worth it. And he doesn't get it there. Wow. Well, almost gets out of the negative. He's made some really, really remarkable shots. It's hard to see little ones like that get away from him and just make it so much tougher for him to really get back in this thing. Down 8 balls here. Roberto only needs 1. Is he just 3-railing this 8 ball? That's unnecessary. I mean, he's nickel and diming himself. Just letting him back in. I can't believe he fired that 3-railer. Do you really want to let this guy shoot? I mean, it doesn't look great, but we know he's got it in him. Kind of got to take on the 8 ball next. Might be trying to run down to break him out, but I don't really like that. Just pluck a couple balls out of here, get back in the positive, and see if you can get in a space to break things out. Hopefully you can get in a spot to break out using the 8 ball. Man, and I mean, hit that ball so good and still dives straight through. Gets fortunate, still lands on the 8 ball. That was wild. This is a tough spot to get a shot on, too. Even if you catch the right part of the 14, still got a chance of getting stuck under the 6. See if he tries it. He might. Looks like he's looking at drawing and coming 2 rails into it. He had a little better chance of getting a shot from there. Yeah. That was tough. I don't think that 2-railer gets around it. Looks like he's playing it not to make it, just to get it over there. Maybe it does. I feel like it's got to come wide if he shoots this around the 1. Sees it better than I do. That ball pretty good. See, I told you it was going wide. Awesome shot there for Sergio Rivas. Gets behind the 1 ball. Man, he's trailing 1-7, and he's got Roberto in a spot. Seen Roberto take a couple swings. I mean, yeah, if you're swinging at that 3-railer, you're swinging at this 2 ball. Swinging at the back cut on the 1. No way. Ow. I mean, it's deadly close right there. Not close enough, though. And again, that just gives Sergio another ball to shoot at. Make this 14. This is how it happened last time, though. I mean, Roberto did let him back in, but he also let him back in to make that mistake, that helped him get out of the game. Yep, all right, getting to 2. I mean, we saw him take one of these banks earlier to run around table. Yeah, I think I would have liked to have banked the 1 next and been in a little better position. This is, yeah, I mean, a very makeable bank from there, but I have a hard time. You really got to spin this ball to get around to the head rail, left side rail, and back to the right side of the 3-6. But fortunately, that's the way you want to be spinning the ball. Playing it off the 12, drills that shot. Wow. Okay, I didn't see him looking at that. That's a very nice shot. I feel a little better playing the 3 ball from here. I feel like I'm going to make contact with a 6. So you got to be a little careful with the scratch there, but I feel like that's an easier 2-way shot for me. He only needs all of them. Looking at banking the 2. Banks the ball very strong. A little wide. Some all the way on that rail, though. Roberto only needs 1. He's got to get serious. Moving the 2 ball. Doesn't look like he sold a bank on the 6. Definitely taking a look at that window, though. Yeah, hard to miss the kiss with that 10 ball there. 3 ball banks. Likes the 6. It's an easy kiss to miss if the 10 ball's not there. Catching the 10, I'm less sure of myself. And he might just knock it to his side and freeze on the 10 ball here. It's a good shot. Would have liked to have got a little more out of it than that, but that'll do. Roberto's got a bank on the 3. It all gets real touchy from here for both of them. Looks like he's looking at the 2-railer on the 12. He must have room if he's looking at it. Boy, yeah. Couple real viable banks there for Sergio, though. I mean, back bank on this 3, you really got to make sure you get down to that foot rail. Otherwise, you're selling a bank. Wow, doesn't get there. Not going to like where that ball's going to spot, but it isn't going to make him possible. He's not going to be able to cut that 10. So that helps Roberto a little bit. I mean, and this is anybody's ball game here. 2 great comebacks by Sergio Rivas. Let's see if he can convert on this one. His break. Really got to pull down a win on this one. Doesn't have a line on the 3 to bank it, I don't believe. 12 doesn't pass. Tricky spot. I mean, mistake there from Roberto Gomez, but really gets away with it for as bad as he had it. Sergio looking at the 3-railer on the 12. I believe. No. He is. Underhits it. Moves those balls open, though. I mean, despite the fact that he's 8 feet away from it, I think Roberto needs to shoot this 2. A little wide. Oh, never mind. Drills it. He's back to needing 1. Boy, just dead on the rail there. Pretty free shot here, whatever you like to do. I kind of like to cut the 10 ball here. I feel like I have a lot easier time staying away from a scratch. The 10 ball or the 12 ball works because you run right into the 10. But if you catch that 10, if you catch the 12 thin and the 10 too full, you can get yourself in trouble. I think the 10's the safest shot. Just a monster back cut here, though. Needing something super out of Superman. Here to close game number 2. Not able to convert on that one. Look out, cue ball. Gets all the way back down to the rail, and it definitely leaves Sergio a shot. Real tester here on the 12 ball. I mean, ooh, yeah, that's... I think you shoot it, though. I think you shoot that 12 and you just try and come right to the bottom side of that 10 ball. Don't want to let that ball leak out. All right, protects from the bank. I don't think that 11 ball banks around the 6. Off the 6, try to get to the backside of the 12 here. I like moving the 11 there. Kind of forces him to move the 12. Doesn't get married to it. Good shot. Got a bank on the 12. He's got a bank on the 10. Boy, that had a good line on it, too. Didn't hit at it, though. Probably into the 11 ball here. Look at that. Wow, sneaky little bank. Spikes it in there, taking down game number 2. Roberto Gomez. Man, it's just devastating for Sergio. He's done such a great job fighting back in these games. Tournament sponsors of this event, Diamond Billiard Products. They're the same area down here. This is Diamond's tournament. They bring in all the tables, all the lights. My favorite tables in the world. Simona's Cloth, Aramith Billiard Balls, Outsville AccuRack, AccuStats Video Productions, and Master Billiard Chalk. Thanks for tuning in here with Railbirds TV here at the 2024 Derby City Classic. Roberto Gomez leading 2-0. This is elimination round. Breaks him pretty good. Nice full pack. Something on his side, something high. Looks like just thinning off this, getting to the foot rail. Sergio not trying to dig that hole that he's had to fight out of the last couple times. Yeah, I don't think he's going to Z-bank this. I think he'll thin off and just go up table. Get it to a position to protect it. He absolutely is Z-banking it. That is a very narrow Z-bank and a terrific shot from Roberto Gomez. Man, that is a very tricky shot. Beautiful execution. Doesn't get him a lot. He's got to be careful of that 14-8. Watch how it slips off the second rail. Wow, I mean, you got to bank the ball so close to your hole. Phenomenal. Couple big Z banks we've seen here, and difficult for opposite reasons. That one's the tight one, and Sergio's was that really wide one. Hard to see those angles. I don't see him shooting this 4. It just doesn't do anything for him. And again, that 6-14-8 looks like it's lined up right at Sergio's hole. Yep, no good shot goes unpunished. Just rolling it in there. Well, not able to make it, but gets it pretty close. Just looking at the 115 off the 8. I must be seeing the 14-8 wrong. Yeah, it looks like it's lined up low. It's pretty close into that pocket to try and kick out too. With all the balls clustered though, you got a lot of table to work with here. Yeah, this is hard time to take a big risk. I know it doesn't, give me a chance to win the game immediately, but I really like if I have the room to dig under that 4 and just barely kick it out, just get a little bit of motion on that ball. I think what he's looking at is making the 4 and getting back into the pack and pushing something his way. Okay, so clipping it out and coming into the stack. That's why he's looking at the underside of that 1. Wow, look at that shot. Man. Almost gets a little help from his friends. That 4 ball almost knocking the 8 ball in. Turning that break around. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Yeah, that worked out terrific. Clip the 4. Come right underneath there. Gets the 8 moving. Little help from the 4. What's Roberto going to do from there? Looks like going to try and get on the back half of this 15. See what he can move. Wow. Again. Ridiculous shot. Well executed, man, from Roberto Gomez. This is... I thought Roberto was in a spot. This is really tricky. Table really open for both players here. He's going to take a foul. Definitely seen him do a lot of that. He did not want to give him that much room to work. It looks like he can play the 15. Oh, he's just going to get him right in the crook, take the foul back. And Roberto goes to even. Hear the referee giving the 2-hour warning to these gentlemen here. Actually, that might have been at the table next door. Never mind. Is he shooting here? All right. Gets another ball over there. Nice little stroke. I think if you use either one of these balls to knock the other ball out, one of them's going in. I think if you fire the 8 into the back of the 15, the 8 goes in, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think if you use the 15 to get an 8, the 8 out, the 15 goes in. Kind of care more about your 4 ball at this point. Just see kicking the 4, making them both. It's a tricky little shot. I like it. Keeps his ending alive. Oh, I tried to bank that out of there. Doesn't do so. Gonna have to spot up a ball here. Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, we gotta spot a ball. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, I do a lot of counting in this game. I just try to see what's on the table, see what the count is. Oh, we've only got 12 up, 1 ball down. It's 13. It's not adding up here. But huge opportunity here. All right, and he's off to the races here. A good chance of getting out. I mean, we've seen him pick out 6 balls from the middle of nowhere. Just can't get stuck. I believe Sergio's got 2 here. Comes back over. Gets a little too much. I think that 11 ball's got to pass. Unfortunately, he's in a great position to get on the 9, but that 2's in the way. Probably try to get yourself in a position to make the 11 and use the 2 to move the 3-1-7. Hold up, hold up. All right, overran just a little bit. Does still look like he's got the line to make the 2, catch the outside of the 1. Natural shape here on the 6. Doesn't make the ball. Gets in pretty good position. Does look like he has a bank here. Boy, and this is real dangerous. Roberto, good chance to make that bank. Goes for him. 2 ball does look like it passes the 1. It's tight. Yeah, doesn't want to get stuck behind there. I think he might have to hit low on the cue ball here. Trying to push right through that. Looks tight to me. Catch the backside of that 5, you're in trouble. Yeah. He can shoot this 5 ball. I actually really like this passing bank on the 5. You hit a high ball, twist it in. You can hit that 5 a little bit wider than you normally would. It gives the cue ball plenty of room to sneak in. He might just be cinching it though also. That feels tight to me to cinch. Yeah, you see that beautiful interaction there. Sneaks by it. Oh, ball didn't turn for him. It looked good coming off the rail. Oh boy, we got a game here. Clip bank on the 5 is dangerous. I don't really like shooting the 5 into the 3 balls to open them up. Yeah, I'm taking a look at those. Can definitely 2-rail the 5 out of there and just follow it down. Yeah, I think that's a smart shot. Although, you know what Roberto's shooting here? Maybe I don't. I thought he was shooting the 9 ball for sure. It's easy to see the 13-5 up there too and just kind of want to push into him, hoping to make something happen, but it doesn't look like you're going to get behind anything, and you do have a chance of selling a shot on the 13. How'd he hit it? Beautiful shot. Yeah, banking the 5 here. You might roll the cue ball forward too. Like to get over for that 13. Doesn't quite get there. Nice shot at it though. Looks like 5-5 here. Pretty free bank for Sergio on the 5. I don't think it goes, but you can bank it a little wide. Oh, he might have a line to make that ball. Just want to hit this with the inside, stay on that side of the table, get your cue ball out of the way. Don't hit it hard enough to scratch. Nice shot. Same shot here for Roberto if he wants it. That's one where I'm thinking about trying to cut it too thin. If I hit it too thin, I'm going to make contact with the 7-1. I got a chance of making it still. Kind of a free little flyer on this 5 ball. The 13 ball's not quite as free, but maybe an easier shot to make. I have a hard time getting the 13 all the way there and not selling the 5. I think you'll settle on the 5. Sergio 3 balls away from elimination or a chance to get back in this match, down 2-0 here at the 2024 Derby City Classic. Caught it a little fat. Really wants to shoot into those balls. I think spinning the bank on this 12 is the move. He's going to try and push that, clip the 7 with the 3. Wow, how did he hit it? What an amazing shot from Roberto. Doesn't pocket the ball, but just a deadly shot. Hangs on the 1. That 7 ball just creeping towards the hole. Got to try and kick this ball in. That 1 ball hindering his kick line too. It looks like it anyway. Maybe he's just far enough away. Okay. Hits it beautifully. 2 balls away. Patience there. Sergio's got a 2-railer. I don't think he's going to shoot it though. It's a nice shot. Not able to convert, but doesn't sell anything out. I mean, yeah, when you're playing bank pool, I mean, you're shooting that bank for sure, but one pocket's a little different. You are lined up at the high side of the pocket. The kiss is a possibility. Yeah, kind of got to spin this ball if you're going to shoot it. Yeah, and if you, wow, drills it. Excellent shot. Pretty sweet. 5 balls a little straighter, side pockets close. Think about the 13, but it doesn't look like he can stay behind that 3-5. Unless he plays it into the right side rail, comes back over. Has a pretty good line on it. Runs a little short. Six. What a game, man. And it's funny, this is how all these games have felt, despite how lopsided they've started. They've kind of all gotten down to this point. Boy, very fortunate there for Roberto. And this is free bank on the 13 ball. Can try the 5, but I don't think it's worth it. This ball pretty easy to make when you figure out how much twist you're naturally putting on the 13. That's really the only thing that can go wrong is overcutting it. And it's not easy to do from that angle. I'd like to be shooting. He's really just going to double him up on this. Wow. Because you also double yourself up on, I mean, he makes the ball. A beautiful shot from Roberto. You're one cut shot away from winning this match. Can play this with high inside and get under the 13, but I think they're kind of both heading at the same hole. Can have a race to the corner pocket if you do. Yeah, watch the cue ball. Might even get in front of the 5. If he's playing, he might just play to make it too. High inside can get you in trouble here. Drills it. Wow. What a match there for Roberto Gomez. Excellent shooting by Sergio Rivas. This has been a pleasure. Can't believe that was a 3-0 match. Great tournament to Sergio. As I've said, my name is Somerfield Habener. Thanks for tuning in here with Railbirds TV. We have a ton more Derby City Classic action coming your way. If you like what you're seeing, like what you're hearing, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It's going to let you know every time we go live here at the Derby City Classic. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.